How's it going? Happy Friday. And make sure the stream is actually streaming. Look at that. It is working. The magic and power of the internet is it's good today, I guess. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing? I'm actually going to try to edit something today. We'll see how far I actually get, but I am going to try. So I got to get my tea ready. Otherwise, my wife will yell at me for not drinking my tea. So cheers to a cup of whatever you're drinking. How's everybody doing? I'm guessing they're not rain safe. Hello, PM. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Pentax K1000 is not weather sealed or rain safe. So definitely, whoops, I'm opening the wrong app like 3 times in a row. Definitely want to, question for you guys. Question. I'm working on a thumbnail for my next video. So I wanted to get your opinion on that. Give me just a half a second here. I got to shoot the thumbnails over. Actually, I think they already are here, now that I think about it. Yes. So for a video thumbnail on metering, would you prefer this image? Okay, that's a little weird. Why is it? That's super weird. Why does it show the screen so differently? I'm going to try pulling this for a moment and pulling back. My wife is drinking wine, eating pizza, and thinking of new ways to kill me. So funny story about that. I actually have to update you guys on my disease, whatever you want to call it. You see all of the lesions, the what's the right word? Hives on my hands. I have news on that. But first I got to get my feed to feed correctly. It's not. Why is it so huge? That's like super duper weird. Okay, my screen is normal. Good thing Kim's in a different room. Yeah, no doubt, right? So here's what she's talking about. Let's try this again now. This is wackadoodle. Why is it showing it like that? All right, screw this. We'll do it this way. I'm going to just import these into Lightroom. Metering modes explained. Let's grab them from the camera roll so you guys can see them and give me your opinion on which one you'd prefer as a thumbnail. Which one would make you more likely to click? Hello, Jerry Berquist. How's it going? So what Kim is talking about, here we go. Now you guys can actually see the image. So this is one of the images I was thinking about. Okay, I should keep on one track. So we'll start with an update. Tell me what you guys have been up to, how your week has been, and what your weekend plans are. And I'm going to tell you what's going on with my hands and this crap being all over the rest of my body, which is that I went Monday for allergy testing, and on Monday they put 10 patches on my back, and each patch, they put 8 patches on my back, and each patch had 10 smaller individual patches with a different allergen on it. And I reacted to like 8 or 9, I don't know, 5 or 6, some. I don't remember how many. Hello, Tim. Hello, Ultra MUC. Hello, Dean and Brains. Gradients.io. That seems out of context. Hello. Harley says, I like the thumbnail concept, but are those icons too small fine for a thumbnail? I'm thinking they'll get lost on mobile sizes. See, that's what somebody else said. So this is the other option for the thumbnail. And I think I'm liking that one. Hello, CyberDoc. So anyway, allergy testing. Had to wear those patches for 2 days on my back. I couldn't get them wet, which means I couldn't take a regular shower, so I had to sponge bath myself for 2 days. And my back was on fire for 2 days because I have all kinds of allergens on my back testing me and I'm reacting to them. Plus, I was just generally itchy as craziness because of all of this all over my body anyway. And then I got the results back. So they took them off Wednesday night and did some preliminary readings, and then gave me my final readings yesterday afternoon. And The results were that I'm allergic to gold, as my wife just said there in the chat. 8, how is someone allergic to gold? Obviously, you're not born in the year of the dragon. Yeah, right? So I'm allergic to gold. I'm allergic to nickel. I'm allergic, generally speaking, to like perfume, colognes, etc. And I'm allergic to something else. I don't remember. Chromata. It's like an element used in rubber making and stuff like that. And the piece de resistance is that I'm allergic to something called propylene glycol, which you may or may not have heard of. But propylene glycol is in like everything. It's in lotions, it's in soaps, it's in ice cream, it's in all kinds of stuff. It's everywhere, right? So, yeah, being allergic to things definitely sucks. Now, here's this all wraps back around now to my wife's comment about her trying to kill me, which is that after I went, yes, you do vape that stuff, CyberDoc. After I went to the doctor, the very first time, like 2 or 3 months ago, back in like January, to start this entire process of figuring out what the heck was going on with me, one of the things he told me was to immediately switch to a as hypoallergenic a lifestyle as possible. So changing your soaps and all of those kinds of things. And he recommended a specific laundry detergent, which I went and I immediately purchased after that appointment. And then I brought that home. And I thought my wife was using it, but it turns out she was not using the hypoallergenic detergent. She was using the bad detergent that was probably exacerbating all of these hives that are all over my arms and the rest of my body, which we realized last night when we were talking about this whole process and figuring everything out. So we are now using the proper detergent, washing all of my clothes and in the new detergent to like reset everything. And did I up the life insurance? Probably. And all of that. So yeah, it's really bad. Like I don't know how well you can see it, but you know, it's all over me and it's been awful. So anyway, enough about me being allergic to the world. Let's get back to photos and say hello to Macau Nutrition Association, who has joined. And Photo Finn, dude, how's it going, buddy? How are you doing? Playing in a music contest with my siblings tomorrow. Good luck on that. I hope everything goes well. Thank you, CyberDoc. I hope to heal up quickly. I did get a shot of cortisone in my left ass cheek yesterday to help mitigate this and heal this up while I also try to remove propylene glycol from my life. So that was fun. I feel your pain. Everything makes me break out in hives. So, Sandy, high five for being a hive buddy with me, which, yay, I guess. Yeah. Alrighty. Hello to everybody who's joining. Now I know how to keep you away, right? Bubble Boy, exactly, Jerry. Bubble Boy. Allergic to Nikon, right? That's about it. Kim, fist bump to you as well, Kim, for being an allergic buddy. Yay. A pet portrait shoot on Sunday. That's cool, Dean. Okay, so back to the question. The question was, which one of these would you be more likely to click on for a thumbnail? I'm leaning towards this one right here. I kind of liked the idea of this one with all of the little icons on it, but that might not show up too well on like mobile devices and stuff. So which one do you guys prefer? This one here? Metering. Okay, so we got 2 votes at least for metering right now. Macau Nutrition Association says, after a tired work, now I can relax to see you. Well, thank you for joining. Number 2, put the icons under the text. That's not a bad idea. That might draw too much attention though. But I might try that to see how it looks. I think they'd be too small. Okay, so the consensus is metering. All right, that's what I'll do. Metering, that's what I'll do. I will try though, Jerry, with the icons and see what that looks like. I do have the space, but I do also like the simplicity of it. One of the things that I've been trying to do in my thumbnails is make the photos more, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I like simple and kind of powerful in the photos, compelling. you know. And the idea here is, in fact, let me show you the kind of my design thoughts on this one. I'm going to open this up into Affinity so we can kind of draw on this, and you can see what I'm talking about. Not a fan of the green gradient. That's why I send gradient.io. Looks too green screeny. Try some different color background. I didn't even think. Okay, that makes sense, Brains. I didn't even think about that. That's not a gradient that I added. I actually created that look in camera. The whole setup is up in my studio, and I use green gels. Although I could change. It. So anyway, here's why I'm thinking this the way I'm thinking it. Let me just throw up a pixel layer so I can draw on it. And one of the first things is that, whoops, that's not what I wanted to hit. This line right here, that's the upper third right there. So the metering is in line with my eyes. So like your eyes take all of that in all at once, right? So I like that. And then I kind of like the camera in front of my face, because to me, I'm playing on the I'm playing on this, which is the photo that you see of all the photographers, whether it's in a thumbnail or as a profile picture, who are, you know, check me out taking a photograph, I'm a photographer, right? And I'm not criticizing people who do that. I'm just sort of poking fun at it by kind of varying it a little bit and, you know, putting it over my mouth. And again, the other third of the image runs right here, and the other third of the image runs right here. So compositionally, what I was trying to do is, you know, kind of make this a simple and very powerful image that will connect with people when they're browsing YouTube. That was the idea behind it as well. Below the camera has some gray strange thing. Yeah, that's my beard. But you know, we could change the color. Let's see what it looks like with a different color. So what I'm going to do is, for grins, let's throw an HSL layer on there. And let's go to the greens, because that's the color we want to change. And let's mess around with the hue. Ooh, I kind of like that. Although the green, now it looks like I actually did green screen, because the green fringe around my hair is still there, which looks bad. Bad. I really like the position. Oh, it is gas mask-like. Hello, subvids, by the way. How's it going? Don't look me in the eye. It's putting me off. I'm watching you. I cannot use my EM. Okay, let's look at that right now, Ultra MUC. Let's look at that all right now. I think I'm going to leave it green. Honestly, I kind of like the green. What I'm actually going to do is probably split test this thumbnail. The camera looks a bit odd just hanging there. It does. I kind of did that on purpose as well. Prior to that, when I took the photo, I actually had it on a light stand, so you could see the stud from the light stand holding it up. But I wanted it to look like it was just floating there in front of my face. Again, you know, I'm kind of just playing with this idea and looking to make this something that will catch people. Exactly what Kimberly just said. It's attention grabbing, which is what I want. I want it to catch people's eyes. Harley, I do not yet, but I am about to do that. In fact, this video that I'm working on for this thumbnail is going to be the first video that I split test with a thumbnail. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to try, I'm not sure what other variation. I might try another color variation or something else. Hello, Diana, mommy, and photographer. So Ultra MUC, let me grab my camera right now so we can figure out what's going on with this flash situation. Because I think it's a setting, but I don't remember. So I gotta grab a camera and I gotta grab a flash to test. So here is one of the flashes that I had gridded or gelled with the Cobra gel holder system. Love it, love it, love it. Can you please wait 10 minutes? I have to put my son into bed. Yes, I can wait 10 minutes. I will set this aside for now. 10 minutes. Tell me when you're back, Ultra MUC. Good morning, Cochise Heart. I like the camera floating. You look like Bane. Hello. Wait, no, we gotta do it like. Hello, I don't know any Bane lines from the movie anymore because I don't remember, but I can do a really bad Bane voice. How does that sound, my friends? Yeah, that was really bad, right? Catch people's eyes, take a nude, and have the camera cover the dingling. James, hello, James. That would definitely draw some attention, you could say. I don't know if people want to see this naked, though. I mean, let's just be real. I just ruined Tom Hardy for my wife. I am a stout gentleman. Is that a good way to say it? I'm a muffin. I'm a muffin, right? I'm not hard as nails. Anybody catch that reference? Anybody know what that is? So should I actually edit something today, guys? Robust. There you go. Robust or Rubenesque, right? Okay. So with all the rashes. Oh God, no, that would not be. My legs are probably the worst. My legs. I don't know what my back looks like, but it feels like my back is awful too. More to love, right, Cochise Art? I'm with you on that. But my legs, particularly my calves, are the worst. My shins itch so bad, and I want to scratch them so bad, but that obviously makes it worse. So I don't, even though I want to. Okay, let's do this editing thing, huh? Well, we chit chat and hang out and do whatever it is that we do around here. And I believe I was working on this one and never finished it. Oh no, I believe I did finish this one. Looks like everything's in place. Then why didn't I export it? It must have been when the plane landed. I haven't edited in a while. Forgot about that, right? In that photo, I wish you had a sexy or strong expression. I played around with different expressions, and what I was going for was like intense eye-catching. I guess I could go for kind of like a muse, like raise the eyebrows, like, hey, what's going on? But yeah, let's. I was going for intense. Love those Doc Martens. Great boots last forever. Doc Martens are good. But yeah, I guess maybe I'll play with the expression. I was doing like a whole mess. I'll show you. Like these were all the different photos I took. All of these, which are very slight variations on the same. I mean your eyes. I get what you're saying, Macau. I get what you're saying. These were me trying to get the camera aligned just right, because in some of them, like this one right here, you can see that the camera's a little bit crooked. So that was super frustrating. And then I also angled the camera up a hair. Sorry about the number. That was my daughter. I was wondering about that, Diana. I figured it was like a cat or something, or in this case, your daughter running away with the keyboard. No need to apologize. Yeah, I might try retaking. I was messing around with this kind of idea as well, some of these, but I didn't end up liking these because I felt that this split the attention too much, right? Because if I put the word across that open gap there, and then my eyes are kind of looking in one direction, and the camera is down here pointing in another direction, so I didn't end up liking any of these, where I was holding the camera and kind of making all these, derpy faces that I make I do that style a lot. Yeah, that's the other reason I wanted to kind of try to vary it and do something different in the look of it. So when I got to this and started playing around with this idea, that's when I thought, oh, I should just, put it right in front of my face. And it turned out that I think I like that better, but I could play with my expression a little bit. So, let's see where we're at. I think this one is actually finished. And this one I know is finished. Yeah, this one is definitely finished. So, I have these other ones here that I never ever actually finished. So I should finish these. Hey, Edith, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. I'm wondering, I just thought of something. Is nickel commonly used in zippers? Because you guys don't want to hear this, but I'm going to look this up right now. Let's do it here. Where's Safari? Nickel common in zippers? Question mark? I don't have a shirt on underneath my nickel metal. Yeah. I'm allergic to nickel, and I don't have a shirt on underneath my hoodie here because I'm washing everything. But the zipper's probably got nickel in it, and that nickel is touching my skin right now, which is probably aggravating my skin right now. So I'm gonna have to change. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do something about that after this stream. Isn't life grand? Okay, so I was working on this and I never finished this one from a while back. So let's see where we are on here. Or maybe I did finish this one too. Yeah, I did because I have the eyes done. And I have, yeah, so this one is done. Did I export this? I think what I need to do is like a cleanup of my edits here because I kind of don't even know what I've got going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like commando. I've got, I've got pants on. I've got, I got pants and undies on, but I don't have a shirt on underneath my zip-up shirt here, basically. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I do have, I'm not streaming this, but I've actually got a photo shoot today. Oh, wait, before I get yelled at, not yelled at, but before I forget, quick, hold on a second. Yeah, let's do this. This video is brought to you by me. I do have a Patreon, and if y'all are inclined, way too much info, Dean says. If y'all are inclined to want to support me in the making of my videos and doing these live streams and that sort of thing, you could go check out my Patreon and help me out by doing this. You've got several options to choose from, and as low as just $1 a month to say, hey, I love what you're doing and want to support what you do, or more, including the one live lesson a month plan at $35, and the possibility of that to grow into multiple lessons a month. So yeah, it's super awkward promoting yourself. Yeah, it basically is. Like, I always feel super awkward, but I mean, doing all this is time and money, and I love hanging out with you guys. But if you would be interested at all in supporting what I do through my Patreon, I would not at all complain about it. I would be very grateful to you, in fact. So if you want to check it out, my Patreon, it won't let me post. Why won't it let me post any things? Hello, Rex. How's it going? I really like your live streams. Pity it's a few hours later over here. Yeah, apologies for that. Well, I mean, I can't really apologize. I mean, just time zones. I apparently can't share my Patreon link. I apparently can't share any links. What on earth is going on here? Thank you. My wife just posted the link. It won't let me post any links. So anyway, if you're inclined, please go ahead and check that out. I'd super appreciate any kind of support you might have to give. On with the regularly scheduled cluster that is this fun Hangout live stream. Let's see. Hey, Spyros, did you put your photos for print back on your site? I keep forgetting to ask. Not yet. I'm sorry. It's coming. I will. I promise. It's on my to-do list. I just haven't done it yet. And now that you've reminded me and my wife, it will get done. I'll do it this weekend, I promise. In fact, let me just update my to-do list manager, my to-dos, and put that on my do now list. So boom, it's done. I did that. I should update this. I did that. I have to do that. I have things to do. Okay, anyway, how do you find models? I live in a smaller town and don't want to seem like a creep, So yeah, so it's a good question, James, and it's difficult. The thing, okay, I needed to check something. The thing to do is to start with your friends and family network. And I get the creep factor, right? Because it is very easy to, even if you aren't a creep, which I'm assuming you're not because, you're here and you're asking, right? So you're not a creep. You know, people can take things the wrong way. So for me, how I started was with my friends and family network. Like, if you use Facebook, post out to Facebook that you'd like to start shooting portraits and you're looking for people who would be interested in modeling for you. And you don't have to do anything. In fact, don't start by trying to do anything that would be even remotely quote unquote creepish, okay? Which is to say, any kind of, like, you know, lingerie or you know, whatever it might be, because this is something you do have to work into and work up to. And I don't know what you aspire to as far as the type of photos that you want to take. But if you're trying to connect with female models, obviously, you know, you have to be careful there. So just start by putting out to your friends and family network that you are just looking for people to practice taking portraits of. And you can even be very clear, like, you're not looking to do any kind of nudity or any kind of anything like that. You just want to practice shooting portraits of people. And that will start getting you connected to people that you already know who want to have their photo taken. Okay? And that's kind of your entry point. And these won't necessarily be experienced models that you'll end up working with, but they will be people who want to have their photos taken, and you want to take their photos, right? So then, I wouldn't have your wife talk to them. What you need to do is build up your reputation, which is, again, why you start with your friends and family, because these are people who already know you, and because they already know you, they should be comfortable with you. So that's step one, and that gives you people that you can practice on. So you can practice your posing, you can practice your lighting, you can practice all of your techniques and improve all of those things, okay? Now the next thing to do is search your area for model and photographer networking groups on Facebook. So let me give you an example. I'm gonna go to Facebook right here, and let's just, what is that? That is creeping me out. This is hot. Those are nose hair extensions? That's super creepy. Yeah, model mayhem's a thing, but if it's a small town area, it's not a thing. So, like, I'm just gonna search for model and photographers. Or, you know, model and photography. And after I do this search, right, I'm gonna hit groups over here. So, like, here's fashion modeling photography, right? And the other thing you could do is, like, add your region. So I'm going to put Wisconsin. I can't spell. Wisconsin. And now I've got unplugged artistic event planning and studios, models, monsters and motors car show, Wisconsin model and photographer networking, Wisconsin and Illinois photographer models, a place to learn and share, Wisconsin models and photographers. And what you need to do is you're going to need to be willing to travel a bit. But what you're looking for in these groups is events that you can go to connect and network with other photographers and models. Okay, so start with your friends and family and practice with them and start building up your portfolio and your skills with friends and family, people you know who trust you and who you trust, right? And then, okay, Felipe, thank you. And then do your search for your region. When I say region, don't limit yourself to your small town. Do your state, your province, your whatever it is that you live in, like your major regional area, so that you can find stuff. You may have to drive, you know, a couple hours, a few hours or more to get to some of the events that you might find in these groups, but those events will connect you with people. And at those events, you'll also be able to start to establish a reputation as somebody who is not a creep, and build your work up. And once you do that, you'll start to building up your network. And that's exactly how I built up my network and how I met and meet models. So now, because I'd done all of that work, and I started exactly that way, I did friends and family. I actually started my own little photography group here in my small town. with like-minded photographers, and we did exactly that, asked friends and family if they wanted to model for us so that we could practice our portrait work. I started going to events in Wisconsin so that I could meet other people, and I did, and started connecting with and working with the people that I had strong connections with. And now it's at a point where I feel comfortable approaching models if I want to work with them, and models feel comfortable approaching me if they want to work with me, because I have done that work over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years and built up myself a reputation of somebody who is a good photographer and who is not a creep and who is a respectable person who treats the people that I work with the way I should, which is as a professional human being. So that's how I would recommend doing it. Your friends and family is the network you need to start leveraging. Build from there. Okay, so Cochise says, never start off the conversation saying, hey, baby. Yeah, absolutely. I just ask women in the produce section at the store. That's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to start, Cochise. In your Patreon site, you should put a button for donation. I do actually have a donation link on my regular website, and I have a donation link in the description of my videos. And I thought somebody said something about, yeah, Subvid says, if people pay you a donation, would it be better for you to use PayPal directly? I certainly would take that, yes. And that comes to me directly. PayPal, of course, takes like a small fee. But if you want to support me via a PayPal donation, I would very much appreciate that as well. And I actually have a link for that. Now let's see if YouTube will let me post this link. It will not, so I'm going to send it to my wife and ask her to post it, since apparently YouTube, even though I am the owner of this stream, I apparently can't post links in it. You post this PayPal link. So my wife will post the PayPal link since I can't. And if you want to support me that way, again, very much appreciated. There is also the Super Chat button for anybody who wants to use that and support me that way. Any kind of support that you give is something that I very much appreciate, because it genuinely helps me continue making these videos and doing these streams and creating the content that I create. You are welcome, James. I'm very happy to help. And Rex, yeah, Rex only in a bar, exactly. Thank you, Felipe, again, by the way. Okay, so we've got a question from Ultra MUC, which is that the EM5.2 is not triggering the flash with the Godox. So I'm going to look into the menu system right now and figure out what setting it is that we need to deal with. So I'm trying to figure that out. This is super high quality, compelling live stream action going on here. Here we go. Okay, so Ultra MUC, do you have your camera handy? If you don't, please go get it, because I'm going to ask you to change some settings and try some different things with me. So let me start by doing that and doing this. And this is going to be some high quality stuff here, people. I'm going to take a... No, I got the self timer on. I forgot about that. Let me turn that off. So we can figure out what the heck is going on with that. I don't want that. Okay, let's turn that off for a second. There we go. Let me turn off this self timer so I can actually do this. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, 2 seconds. All right. Drawstrings and buttons only. Yeah, that's the other thing. My doctor, the dermatologist, said that I should try to change. I mean, I wear underwear, so the zippers in my pants shouldn't be a problem, but the buttons, the snaps or buttons to close them, I should change those to like wood or plastic buttons, probably wood. Snaps feel like he could be in an all-male review. Velcro. I do love Velcro. You guys know that. Okay, did I turn off the self-timer? I turned off the self-timer. Okay, so now let's look at these settings and see what the situation is. Okay, so that worked, so that's not the problem, I don't believe. Amish clothing. Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a really good idea, Jerry. And we do have a strong Amish community here in Wisconsin, so I'm definitely going to look into that. The custom X-Sync 1/250th slow limit 1/60th. I'm just looking at the settings here to try to figure out what's going on with Ultra's EM5 and his Godox. That's off, so that's fine. Color white balance, recorder race, movie, built-in EVS utility. What's here? Record via Wi-Fi firmware menu. Oh, you know what it might be though? I think I might know what it is. I think I might know what it is. I bet. Okay, nudist lifestyle. I mean, you guys wouldn't want to see me stream that way, but like generally speaking, I am quite happy when I don't have any, when I'm nude, I'm comfy. Cover the jeans button with liquid rubber. That's a good idea. I didn't think about that. That's a better idea than trying to replace the buttons, because trying to replace the buttons sounded like something that I wouldn't want to try to do. I'd have to take my clothes and my jeans into a seamstress or something. Oh, I know what I was doing. My scattered brain here is all over the place. Once again, we are not getting any editing done. Yes. Success. Hello, Jeff Scott. How's it going? Nope, don't want to see that. Totally understand and respect that, Rex. Black out the nether regions during videos. So, do any of you guys know Trisha Hirschberger? She's a YouTuber. She actually does a video series. I don't know if she's still doing it anymore, but it was called like The Totally Naked Truth, where she would actually record the videos nude. Now, she would show only like her head and shoulders in the video itself. But the whole idea was to be vulnerable physically and emotionally / personally and real and raw in the videos. And I always thought that was really cool. Thank you very much, Felipe. Thank you very, very much for that support via PayPal. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You all of you are amazing. But Felipe, please, thank you. I wanted to make sure that I see if I had finished that photo of Noel and exported it. So full resolution. I did not export that. Okay. Ultra MUC, let me know when you are back with the camera. Jeff, awesome. Glad to hear that, Jeff. So this one I did in fact finish. So let's do the exporting dealios on this. So export number 1 is a TIFF. I'm doing this manually because I need to fix my automation process. That's going to Lightroom. And then we are going to do 5 stars and a pick and organize this into the place it needs to go, which is 2018. And where's the Harley? Where's Noel? This is it right here. Yeah, we did that in, yep, that's right, add. Okay, so that part is done. Now we're going to go back here and go to JPEG and also do that as a full resolution. And then I'm going to just manually export it because I don't feel like doing it the other way. And Noelle, where's Noelle? There she is, and full resolution and add. Did you ever post the survey to see what types of videos people wanted? Yes, I did do that. That went out to my email list. And that's where it was meant to go because I wanted to only send emails relevant to what people wanted to see. What I'm going to be doing starting next week is publishing 2 videos a week. Tuesday is going to be a standard, kind of camera photography fundamentals video. And then Thursday is going to be a flash photography video. So something related to flash photography. And I'm not sure how long I'll be posting 2 videos a week, but I want to do it for at least 3 months and see how that goes. Both as far as like how I can handle that in my life and how it affects my channel performance. Hopefully bringing my channel up even more. 2 videos, I'll never see you, right? Hopefully you'll see me enough though. Okay, so we're going to export this again, and we need to change this to 2048 and do this to here, social add. Okay, so that one is taken care of. Wow, that is so great. Thank you. Okay, Catch you later, subvids. Thank you for hanging out. I'm warm too in this thing. Okay, so this one is done. This one is exported, so I can save it here. I also need to save the original export, and then I can close that one. And I forgot to do that. So let's do this, save a copy. And I do want to save the history, and I'm going to save that into my Affinity Originals. And wait for that to come up. And now I got to zoom all the way back up here, go to iCloud Drive, and go to Affinity Originals, and pick Noel's folder, and add that there. And I will replace that to make sure that it's up to date, and then I can close this. So that one is done. Okay, have to go. Have a good weekend. All right, thank you so much, Robert, for hanging out. Appreciate it very much. I always appreciate when you guys hang out. Now, this one here I know is done, but the reason I had this one up is because I wanted to be able to grade this one. So this one I had just started, which means this is something I can edit. Ooh, trip to Denver was good. I forgot about to talk about that. Yeah, we had a good time in Denver. I met up with a photographer friend of mine, Zara Ashby, and helped her make a video, and we hung out for a day working on that video and just chatting about photography and everything else, and generally having a good time. And oh, I see you're ready, Ultra. Okay. And then we also just really kind of it was a working vacation, but it was a vacation, so we did a lot of like relaxing and hanging out and drinking wine and eating good food, and we met up with some other friends and had lunch with them. It was just a great, super chill week-long trip that we really enjoyed. Hello, Juan Lopez. Thank you for joining. Okay, so Ultra MUC, this is the most important question. We have to start here, which is on the back of the camera, open up your Super Control panel, and you probably can't see this. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I need to go here and grab this, and where is... Oh, it's right there. This will be easier if I do this. I need to plug this in to here. Sorry, guys. And then this should plug into my camera. HDMI. It's upside down. Of course it's upside down. Okay, and this is not going to be like the highest of quality setups, but have to find the let the dogs out now. See you all. Have a great weekend. Rex, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. You have fun with the doggos. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly add cam link, add, and this now is my screen. So Ultra MUC, on the back of your camera, let me make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see me too. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this up over here for right now. On the back of your camera, hit the OK button right in the middle of the thingy there to bring up the Super Control panel. And then on the back of the camera, you should see the Super Control panel. Look at that flash icon. Check the flash mode. Is the flash mode on or off? If the flash mode is set to red eye or fill or flash off or anything else, change it to fill in flash. That's like the standard flash mode. So check that first and let me know if that is on or off. If that is off, then all you need to do is turn it on and everything should work just fine. All right. So, what the heck was that? Okay. So, Ultra MUC, try that and tell me what you find with that. I'm going to set this down right here for now, and I'm going to temporarily disable that so you guys don't have to look at that. And we'll actually get back to maybe editing this for 15 minutes. Ah. Okay. How is the new flash monitor? I love it. Okay, so this is it right here on this flash. I used them, and I haven't been shooting like a ton of gel stuff lately, so I haven't used these a ton. Catch you later, Cochise. Thank you so much for hanging out. But I love this, and I cannot wait for more gels, and I cannot wait. Sorry, I knocked it out. There we go. It should be back in. There it is. Sorry about that, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. This Cobra gel system is awesome. I highly, highly recommend it. Like, I really, really genuinely love it and recommend it. And if you want to check it out, you can. I'm going to have to send my wife yet another link because I can't post links right now. But let me get that link. No, yes. No, yes. I don't know what that means. Let me get that link. If you guys want to check out the kick booster. Ah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Glad we were able to solve that. Ultra MUC, very, very glad we were able to solve that. That's awesome. So I'm going to unplug this and set this aside. I'll just pitch that over there. I'll pick it up afterwards. And turn that off and put all that over there. Yes, success. I love it when we fix things. Okay, so this is the link for the Cobra. Coming to my wife. Cobra gel and flash modifier. And she will paste that in if you guys want to check that out. Okay, let's maybe do some editing here. Looks like I already did my cleanup / touch-up work here. So now, on this image, it's mostly dodge and burn and the eyes, right? Yeah. And then the color grade, and this should go fairly quickly. Itch, bad, not good. Awesome. Okay, so let us. I've recently changed the way that I've been dodging and burning. Instead of using gray layers, what I've been doing is using curves adjustment layers for my dodging and my burning. I'm trying it out, and so far it works pretty well. Felipe says, usually what do you work with your photos with, Affinity or Photoshop? So for the last almost year now, I would say maybe half a year. No, it's getting close to, we'll say like the last 6 months, maybe 8 months or so. My workflow has been primarily Lightroom and Affinity on the iPad. And that, I love working on the iPad because I can do it anywhere. And I love the interface, how intimate and how I am essentially directly manipulating and working on the image. I just absolutely love it. So I have not been using Photoshop at all for the last 6 or 8 months. I've been using Affinity entirely for any kind of work that I used to do in Photoshop. And I've been able to do anything and everything that I want to do in Affinity that I used to do in Photoshop. I haven't found something that I can't do yet. There are some things that you have to do as a workaround that are a little bit different than Photoshop, but everything, like Affinity is great. And again, I'm doing this on the iPad. Affinity on the desktop is probably even closer in capability to Photoshop. But I love working this way. So what I'm going to do here is switch to my dodge and my burn. So we start with the dodge, and we go with a flow of about 9 or 10%. And what we're doing here is lightening up the skin and the hair. Will you upgrade your EM5 Mark II if the Mark III comes out? I read it may be the end of the year. You know, I won't immediately. Just because, you know, the EM5 II still works fine for what I'm doing. I don't really have a need to upgrade. I'll certainly look at it, and I would consider it. What I would probably be more likely to do is buy another EM5 Mark II once the price drops to make that my primary and backup so that both cameras are identical. And then I have the original EM5 that's currently my backup camera, and I would probably sell that, or something like that, or maybe just keep it and make it a tertiary camera. If I did anything, that's what I would do. I will certainly look at the EM5, and I would certainly consider the option, but I doubt that I would actually do the upgrade, just because, like I said, I probably don't even need, and not probably, I don't really need to upgrade. My EM5 serves me very well. Okay, oh, I know what I'm doing. My brain isn't working. I'm so used to doing it with dodge and burn. I actually need the paintbrush tool, and I need it to be white, and I need my flow to be really low, like 3 or 4%. We'll go with 5%. There we go. This should do the trick now. I'm just doing this like really ugly on purpose for a moment. Yep, that works. Okay. The M5 Mark II is a fantastic camera, and it's such a beautiful camera. Yeah, it really is. I'm really very happy with it. PM says, you think when they make the mobile version of Photoshop faster and closer to the PC version, you will switch that? That I'm waiting for, and I'll almost leave the PC. My thought is, it is likely, but I can't say, because I will have to test the Photoshop version for the iPad when it comes out. Adobe has said when Photoshop for iPad comes out, it will not be feature complete. And because it won't be feature complete, I will have to see. Because if it's missing things that I need, then I'm going to stick with Affinity. But I will work with it and use it and try to and see how it works. And I would imagine one of two things is going to happen here. Either Photoshop is going to be so much better than Affinity on iPad that Affinity just gets blown out of the water. But I find that hard to believe. Because Affinity is already very good on the iPad. But what I anticipate is we will see Photoshop and Affinity continuously forcing each other to improve and get better on the iPad, which is great, because then it really won't matter which version you want to use. I think in a perfect world, I would prefer to use Photoshop on the iPad, only because the problem with Affinity, and it's not really Affinity's problem, but the problem is that Affinity, the Affinity photos, the Affinity file format that it saves to, the native file format, isn't recognized by Lightroom. And Lightroom, of course, will work seamlessly with Photoshop on the iPad. So that's a synergy that I'm anticipating and looking forward to. But I really and genuinely hope to see that leapfrogging and continuous improvement between the two of them, because, like you said, that is good for us. Hello, Wayne. How's it going? You're not creeping. Hey, that's cool. You can hang out. Also, hello, Shane. I hope you're doing well. Glad you joined. And Leroy. The next theme is long exposure. And in fact, this afternoon, Angela is coming over, and we are shooting, and I am shooting my long exposure for Monday. I'm not live streaming that because in order to do the photos that I want to do, the studio will need to be completely black, which would be a terrible live stream because you literally wouldn't see anything happening. So that's why we didn't live stream that photo shoot. Okay, so should I maybe edit a little bit here? What I want to do is hit some of these highlights. Shane, how are you? And how are you also, Leroy? And how are you, Wayne? You guys who've been joining. I'm glad to see you guys here. I'm always happy when you guys join the streams. It's super fun. And speaking of that, who has already shot their long exposure photos? Sound off in the chat. Yeah, but the audio would be funny. It probably would be funny. How can it be any good? Won't there be a built-in handicap in that the video won't be powerful enough? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Shane. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I apologize. Could you clarify? All right. So, oh, you know what I forgot to do? That's one of the things I forgot to do was the skin softening. So let's do that real quick first. Nope, not yet. Okay. Waiting for shoulder surgery to heal up. Leroy, I hope that heals up quickly for you. I have to do my long exposure photo this weekend, not waiting until the last minute or anything. Well, I mean, I'm doing it today, so I'm sort of last minuting it as well. I'm with you guys. So don't feel bad. Okay, so soften skin, and let's get that underneath the... I should also rename that as the dodge layer so I don't forget. I need to make an action to set up my new dodge and burn layers. And for this, we're going to go with about 9% for the skin softening. And we will do, whoops, that's a little too big. And we will go ahead and, that's super duper aggressive, but I'm going to turn down the opacity on this. Hi, Spyros in chat. I can only leave a like and I will watch the stream later. I'm in the middle of a few odd jobs. No problem, Mark. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Appreciate it. Shane says, I've got an 11 gigabyte video card in my tower just because of Photoshop and Lightroom. My iPad can't get anywhere near that. I see what you're saying. The new iPads, though, honestly can. Like, they are very, very good. Now, I am using an iPad Pro, but you don't even need an iPad Pro. Before I got my iPad Pro for doing this, I was using the iPad Air 2 for editing my photos. And it handled everything very well. Yes, it was slower and a little bit slower than working on the iPad Pro, which is, you know, super zippy. But Shane, I think you're underestimating the power and capability of the new iPad hardware, including just the base regular $329 iPad. Yeah, Kim says mine is an iPad 4 or something and it still does the job. The iPad hardware is incredibly powerful. And yes, it's not as the same as a PC with a dedicated, you know, GTX 1080 or some kind of a, you know, intense graphics card. But it is very good. And I, as you guys have seen from the streams when I do actually edit, but also just from the work that I do produce, like the iPad can do the job. It can absolutely do the job. So, you know, I think that there's this shift that's coming where people will really start to see just how well the iPad can handle this kind of stuff. And with apps like Photoshop and Affinity and whatnot, how... Oh, that's... my hardness is up. Oh, God. I am no good at talking and editing at the same time, people. My hardness, let's take that way back down and let's try this again. Okay. Maybe not the 4, but it's definitely not new. I have the iPad Pro 10, not the last. I don't have the smallest problem yet. Yeah, they're good. And I've worked on images that have like 40 or 50 different layers, like a lot of layers. And it has handled them like a champ. I was wondering if that was going to come up today, Felipe. I reshot it yesterday. I don't like the first photos I took. I'm looking forward to seeing yours, Edith. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's long exposure shots on Monday. Dean says, miss out in the UK for Photoblab. It's in the middle of the night for us. I know. I apologize for that, Dean. You know, I'm trying to vary, like, you know, this stream here in the afternoon and then Photoblabs in the evenings to give people a chance. Don't let Kim know your hardness was up during this section. Shane. Sassy. Admittedly, my iPad is so old, I've never tried it. I mean, if it's like a super old iPad, yeah, it's not gonna handle it because it's a super old iPad. But if you have anything that's relatively new, like I said, any of the iPads that support the Apple Pencil, whether it's Apple Pencil version 2 or version 1, they will easily handle your photo editing. Some will be better than others, but they would do the job. So, Felipe had a question. I heard that Adobe will raise the monthly fees from $9.99 to $19.99. Is that true? Let me talk about that. But first, my wife said, aren't you going to be doing a photography business one with Zara in the morning? Yeah, that's coming in May, a new live stream that Zara and I are going to do. That one's going to be focused on photography as a business. And that is going to be a morning stream. And what's probably going to happen is I'll move this stream here that we're doing right now to Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, Zara and I will do the business focus stream in the morning on my channel and her channel. Yeah, how would I ever advertise without you? I probably wouldn't, which is one of the things that I'm bad at. Anyway, I was going to say something else. Oh, to Felipe's question about Adobe and the pricing. So I have been expecting from the very beginning, I always knew that Adobe would eventually raise the price of the photography plan. It started out as $9.99, which is an amazing price for what you get, because you get Photoshop, you get Lightroom CC, you get Lightroom Classic. At $9.99, you get 20 gigabytes of cloud storage. You get Adobe Spark, which you guys may not be aware of, but Adobe Spark is, let me show you guys, App Store, and Adobe Spark. Let me search Adobe Spark right there. So Adobe Spark, you have this Spark Post, Spark Video, and Spark Page apps. And those are all apps that allow you to create simple web pages, different kinds of graphics for social media and other stuff, and videos for illustrating things. And all of this is included. These apps you can use, but if you don't have the subscription plan, they are limited in the features that you have access to. But if you do have the photography plan, then you have full use of all of these Adobe Spark apps as well. Oh yes, and XD and Adobe Rush, which is their iPad Premiere editing software. All of that's included in the photography plan. And Photoshop for iPad is coming as well. And I fully expect Photoshop for iPad will be included in the photography plan. So I was not at all surprised when I saw those articles yesterday that Adobe is testing the $19.99 price point, because I can only imagine that they want to, obviously they want to raise the price, right? It's a company and their goal is to be profitable and make money. And with Photoshop for iPad coming, it's a perfect time for them to make a price change. Now, obviously, people are going to revolt against that. You saw the internet yesterday. You saw people freaking out about the price point, about the $20 a month. And I totally get that for some people, $20 a month for, what they use versus what is included might not be worth it, right? Like if you only use Lightroom CC, then maybe $20 a month is too much, and that's totally fine. I respect that. But in my opinion, it's a very fair price for Adobe to increase the storage to 1 terabyte, give you everything that you were still getting, and also have Photoshop for iPad included as part of that package, right? Like, to me, that's fantastic. And if you remember, they created that new Lightroom program that's just Lightroom CC with the terabyte of cloud storage for $9.99. So to me, they're going to keep a $9.99 price point, and that's going to be the Lightroom CC program. And the photography plan, which includes all of this other stuff, is going to become the $20 price point per month. And to me, that's fair. I don't know when, but that is, to me, an inevitability. It's not an if, it's a when. And they may hold back now because people are, oh my gosh. But no matter how you slice it, I think it's a fair move. And I think that the price is still fair for what they're offering. Other people may feel differently, and I respect that, right? Like, I get that it doesn't work for everybody. If it doesn't, that's what's great about having things like Luminar and Affinity Photo and On1 Photo Raw and Capture One and these other software options that are available for people to use. So you're not locked into Adobe. It is a shift if you move away from Lightroom and Photoshop, but that option exists if $20 is too rich for a person. Harley says, I'm using CS5 because I'm philosophically against subscription models for software, and it works well enough for what I do. And I totally respect that, right? Like, I don't mind. Obviously, okay, this is how I've looked at it from the very beginning. Once upon a time, Photoshop, just Photoshop, was $700 for that one program, right? And think back to that time, and maybe that time is right now, even for some of you, where you could not justify spending $700 to purchase that one piece of software because that's a lot of money, right? $700 is a lot of money. That's a new camera. That's a new lens. You know, that's maybe your house or your car payment or something like that. And to have to pay that for Photoshop was a lot of money. I remember that time when I couldn't afford Photoshop because of that, right? So when they announced the subscription plan, I was immediately like, yeah, I am in. Just give me access to it and I will give you my money, Adobe, because $10 a month, that's $120 a year, okay? For $120 a year currently, $240 if it goes up to $19.99. We'll stick with the current actual price of $9.99 a month. For $120 a year, you always have the very latest version of Photoshop and the very latest version of Lightroom, and now also the very latest version of Lightroom CC, and those extra things that I was talking about. For $120 a year, okay? That is cheap. That is so cheap. And even if it doubles to $240 a year, it is still cheap. 3 years of that subscription cost is you buying Photoshop one time, right? And if like Harley and Bella JB, you have CS5 or whichever version, and it works, and you don't want to pay the subscription, again, I totally respect that. I have no problem with that. To me, the math absolutely works for the subscription plan. And I have no problem paying it. I need to be their spokesmodel. Maybe I should work better on being my own spokesmodel, right? Like, I'm not going to actually show you guys my hairy ass chest, but I need to wrap this stream up. I didn't realize it was after 1 o'clock, but I have successfully not edited again during our edit and hangout stream. Yeah, Kimberly says the updates alone are worth the coins, and I 100% agree. And Kim, both Kims, you guys are amazing. I love you both. You guys are awesome. We do watch Top Chef together. I love Top Chef. I feel like Spyros is avoiding you. He's working too much. Definitely not avoiding her. I love my wife, and I love spending time with her. Anyway, Sandy says I'm going back to GIMP. Sandy, you are in it for the pain, aren't you? Bella JB, like GIMP, I tried to use GIMP once upon a time, and I could not clock that interface. Like, the interface is just too much for me. It's too unfriendly. It's too obtuse. I get that GIMP is super powerful, but to me, it's a user nightmare because of the interface and how everything works in there. My goal is to be interesting enough to keep you from editing on Fridays. Mission accomplished, Shane. All right, yeah. I do need to wrap this up because Angela's coming over, so I need to clean up the studio and get ready for her so that we can do this photo shoot. So thank you again for hanging out with us, guys. To my wife in the chat, could you pop in the Patreon and the PayPal links again? If you guys want to support me, whether it's a one-time donation or whether it's by jumping into Patreon and doing a monthly support, $1, a month is tremendous. Anything is so much appreciated. This is me being my own spokesperson. I would very much appreciate your support in the help of making my videos and doing these live streams and everything else. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Please, please, please have a wonderful weekend. Do not forget Monday's long exposure. So if you haven't shot your long exposure photos, make sure you get out there and you take those damn photos. And I will see you guys next week. Bye. I gotta find the button now. Bye-bye.